Hey everybody,
Hi.
this is video for Fashion Sense for girls 18 to 29 on a mission.
24.
29.
29.
On a mission, somebody who's not a part of Fashion Sense.
I am.
On a mission to live for Christ, to be holy, young,
Fly.
saved and fly. Fly, young and saved. We like
Young,
that.
fly. And
Young, fly.
But that's not our
and saved.
movement.
But that's not our
Fashion
movement.
Sense is our
Fashion Sense is the movement. So today we're going to be talking about breaking up. It's hard to do. This is for you ladies. For you. For you. And you. Oh,
I know where to
and
look.
you.
Okay, what are we talking about?
So we've been talking to some people recently, and we realized that the whole dating situation, men, boys, children, can be a little bit complicated when you're trying to be fly, young, and saved. Or save, young, and fly. Anyway.
Young,
How-
fly, and saved.
Young, fly, and saved. So let's just talk about meeting somebody. Let's start there. You're in college, Janisha. Tell me how right now in college, or just, you know what I'm saying, being 20, what are the ways to meet somebody?
Well, in college, I mean, I'm not trying to sound like holier than thou.
No, don't sound.
But
It's okay.
I don't party and I don't go to clubs.
Right.
But I do go to like a lot of get-togethers.
Mixers.
Yeah. A lot of friends, well, of course they have campus apartments because I run with older crowds. So, yeah, it's just kind of like who's cool with who and who happens to be in whose apartment on that day, or who happens to be going bowling that night, or, stuff like that.
So basically it's almost kind of the same when I was growing up. It's like you hang out, some dudes show up, some girls show up.
Yep.
And then you kind of just figure out.
And it's
Kinda
easier
just-
when you're
yeah.
involved on campus too.
Right.
Because,
You can
well, especially like when you're in organizations or whatever, because there are a lot of mixes that are just for organizations and stuff like that.
Okay. So let's talk about point number one. Make sure that the person you likes you back.
Yeah, that'll help.
That's number one. It's a great book I read that turned into a movie. He's just not that into you. So this is what I talk about. I had a friend recently who actually asked a guy out. Number one, on asking guys out, he that find a wife findeth a good thing. So let's let the brother ask you out. Let's just start there.
Yeah, you should be the one.
You shouldn't be the one chasing
getting pursued,
and getting
not
pursued.
pursuing.
Exactly. So be pursued. Okay, but anyway, date somebody or go out with somebody who likes you back. So the young lady, after a Bible study, was walking out with the young gentleman because we make sure that our young gentlemen get the women to the car safely. And she's walking. I see you on the phone. She's walking, and she stopped him and was like, "Oh, hold up." She's like, "I really want to say something." And she kept going. And she finally said, "You and me should go on a date." He was floored, okay, because he's never made an advance. He's never even gave her any inkling that he likes her.
Does she want to see this?
No, she's not going to see it. Okay. If she does, she won't know it's
I
her
mean, because
anyway.
who does that? Like,
A lot of people do that. That's the thing. So we're in 2011. Girls are bold. But so when the young gentleman came back to me, my husband, and told us about it, I was like, oh my gosh! Like, number one, I thought she should have asked me or some of the other young ladies, in the group who knew both of them. Because number one, I would have told her, don't put yourself out there like that. Number two, I would have said, maybe you should make sure, like, has he given you any idea that he's interested? So we want to make sure that, liking somebody is one thing, but going after somebody and you have no idea if they like you, it's a little thirsty.
I'm on this whole, getting pursued tip,
Yes.
where there was just a guy I met recently this
Is he going to see this?
He's not really
Okay, go ahead.
online that much.
Go ahead.
I
Oh,
don't
well.
know.
We're being transparent.
I
Let's go.
guess.
Mhm.
So he's a nice looking guy, real cool guy. Everything's pretty much intact for sure. And he wanted to take me out and hang out and talk and all of this. But I made a conscious effort to not call him, not hit him up, not inquire about when we're going out or what we're doing. I let him make all the moves really. Call me, ask me what I want to do, but I didn't pressure him or put anything on him because if you show me, you tell me you're interested, then show me. Like, if someone's interested in you and you think they are, then let them show you how interested they are. Give them that chance to do it on their own so you can really see, what they're about in the beginning.
So that brings me to point number 2. Don't be easy and don't make it easy.
Good stuff.
Don't
you
be
told
easy.
Me that.
That's how we're doing. Don't be easy and don't make it easy.
Right.
There's too many young ladies out there right now that will make it easy for a brother to do anything to them and just to do anything. So as a
young fly and saved,
you need to have a standard. So here's the thing, like she said, be the one to be pursued. Don't make it easy. My husband always says a man should have to work for...
True.
A man should have to work. And by putting in work, that means you need to be attentive. You need to be...
Show me who you are.
There you go.
Don't let me make this image of who I want and try to, copy and paste you into, what I desire. No, show me who you are so I can say, well, you're not what I have in mind. Or, I might want to give this a little more time to see, whatever. But, no, that's we do that all the time as young women, for sure. Women, period. But we have this idea of a guy, and we'll meet a guy who probably has 1 or 2 things on our list or whatever, and we'll try to make him into what we want, even if we don't, obviously try to make him or, tell him to do this or do that. In our minds, it's well, he's getting close to this one or all of that. That's false. We need to give guys a chance to show us who they are, because dating is, about that, finding out who.
Which brings me to point number 3. Don't compromise.
Yeah.
Just because he looks good doesn't mean he is good.
Very true.
Very true.
Very
There's some
true.
fine men out there. Fine. Now here's the thing. I don't know Idris Elba, but I know he's fine. I'm older. So let's bring it to your day. Who's fine out there to you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me.
Okay, men. We're not talking about you. On TV that the young people would know, that we could give a clear picture of. Decent looking, nice looking. Maybe not fine.
What's that guy's name that plays on One-on-One?
One-on-one.
That TV show with Kyla Pratt.
With the blonde hair, that little boy?
Ernest with the pretty eyes.
Oh, yeah, he's, okay, that kid.
I like
so,
eyes.
he likes, because she has eyes. That's the only reason she likes
Yeah.
eyes. But anyway, just because he's fine doesn't mean he's good. Just because he's good guy doesn't mean he's good for you. Just because he's now here's the other thing.
That's
just
good.
Because,
let's stay there.
Okay, let's stay there.
Because
just because he's a good guy doesn't mean he's good for you.
I've dated church boys.
But that was my next point. So let me make it before you say church.
Okay.
Just because he loves God doesn't mean he's good for you. Or just because he's in God doesn't make it a God thing. You get what I'm saying?
That's good.
Just because he's
You
in
just
God
said something.
doesn't make it a
We
God
should create
thing.
the offering on PayPal.
Okay, so we want the offering on that. Can I get the dollars on the yes? Can you get some dollars down?
$100.
But yeah, just because he's in God does not mean he's godly. It doesn't mean he's godly, but it doesn't mean that he's what God wants for you. So here's the thing. Sometimes we get saved and we're just all of a sudden we're looking for everybody, we're looking at everybody in the church and we're like, oh, well, he prays, or oh, he's saved, or he lifts his hands.
He's a musician.
Yeah, he's a musician. Now, we're not saying anything against any of them, but what I am saying is, okay, she is, but what I am saying is you need to dig a little deeper than just hands lifted up, because a brother could have his hands lifted up and then later on be trying to lift something to you. So, we need to be very wise in how we deal with one another. We need to let God show us who's standing in front of us. Now, I want to give a quick analogy, 3 things that you should know. Here's the thing. A lot of us women have fallen into 3 categories. You ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. You are either company, a companion, or covenant. Now, let me break this down. Company. Now, when you have company, if you invite somebody over to your house, you have some friends over at their company. At the end of the night, what happens?
They leave.
They got to go home. Okay, so some of you are in the company stage with the dude you're with. So, you can come to his house or come to his place. You can hang around for a little bit. But sooner than later, you got to go home.
You're out.
You're out. So, number 2, your companion. Means you spend a little bit more time. Means that, you might even have access to more things in his house. And when I say house, I'm talking about his life, okay? So you might even have a key to the apartment. You might be able, you know what I'm saying, to use some things. You might even be able to spend the night. But
Spend the night.
a companion does not mean that you have access to him. You may have access to some things, but you don't have access to his life. So what you're desiring to be is covenant, which means you have access to everything. That means you're in there. That means he is taking you as his own. That means that he desires to go beyond just dating you, but marrying you. So women, you should be looking to become covenant. Not be comfortable as a companion. Mm-hmm. Don't be comfortable as company, because at the end of the day, a companion and a company has to leave and gets dropped off. So the thing is, you want to be covenant. So don't settle. There's so many young women who settled being company. You've been company since high school. Now you're in college. Now you got your own place. You've been together 7 years, 8 years. He's not even thinking about marrying you or going to the next level. He gives you promises. Some of you guys are shacking up in places. You're living together. Some of you are pseudo living together. He's got a key to your place. You got a key to his place. That's a problem. First of all, it's not the standard of God. So if you're young, fly, and saved, that's out of order. And then the other thing is, you know what I'm saying? Don't compromise. Don't sell yourself short. Don't play yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you've already given it all away, then there's no room for any mystery, any surprise. I mean, he's already got it. So the thing is, most men are not going to marry the girl who's already given everything away. Men like a challenge. True. This is just not going to happen. So hear me. If you've been kind of in the same relationship for a lot of years, you may want to reassess what's going on.
But breaking up is hard to do.
Breaking up is hard to do, which is what we want to talk about. So it seems like right now we're having this epidemic where where young ladies are having a very hard time with letting go. And what we say, letting God. And that's true. I'm not just saying that, you know how we hear it in church, let go and let God. No, really. We have a really hard time because we feel like if we let this go, we're going to be lonely by ourselves, not going to have anybody to hang out with. And so we get into this whole thing that, you know what I mean, it's just easier to stay in a dysfunctional relationship, an unhealthy place, than to be by ourselves.
It's easier.
Is it easier?
It is.
Break that down.
I mean, you get used to people being around. Even if you're only in the company stage, you get used to people being around.
That's right.
So it's easier to continue to put up with that person and to look over what it is that bothers you than just completely let them go and let go of the times that you had together.
Right.
It's easier because it actually takes strength to walk away. So
takes courage.
It's easier. I'm not saying it's smarter whatsoever, but it's easy.
Yeah.
To, no matter what stage you're in, it's easier to always stay.
Yeah, it's like I wrote on a post yesterday. Change takes courage.
Yeah, it does.
It absolutely does. We just think, a lot of us don't like change because it's tough. But you have to be courageous. And the Bible says, take courage and wait. So here's the thing: if change takes courage, then in courage you have to wait. So after you've done whatever you've done, if you've let go, you've broken up, you got to wait on God. You know what I mean? To heal you, to go through the process. Some people, the breaking up aspect is hard because sometimes it's easy. You think that you cut it off, but you have soul ties. Your emotions are still involved. So the phone calls are still going.
Text
messages are still going.
That gets you in most trouble.
Text messages get you in trouble. The Facebook instant boxes are still going. So the thing is, you're like, well, I don't see him anymore physically, but everything that you're doing, you communicate,
it's still
about him.
Your thoughts are about him.
Your thoughts, your conversation with everybody.
It's
every time you tell
him.
a story, it's always about him. Your friends are tired of hearing the story.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden people don't want to be around you because you're consumed by this one person who, ladies, most of the time is running game and really ain't thinking about you.